Have you ever wondered what a true golden age looks like? A time when art, science, and culture blossomed all at once, creating a society so advanced it feels almost mythical. Today, we're journeying back in time to ancient India to explore one of history's most brilliant eras, the golden age of the Gupta Empire. This wasn't just a period of powerful kings and vast territories. It was an explosion of human genius that left a legacy we still feel today. From the concept of zero to breathtaking masterpieces of art, the Gupta period, from roughly the 4th to the 6th century AD, was a time of incredible innovation. So, how did this golden age begin? What did it achieve? And why did it eventually fade away? Get ready, because we're about to uncover the secrets of a civilization that truly shone. Our story begins with a king named Chandragupta I, around 320 AD, through a strategic marriage to a princess from a powerful clan. He laid the foundation for an empire, but it was his son, Samudragupta, who truly forged the empire in the crucible of conquest. He was a military genius, a brilliant strategist who swept across the Indian subcontinent. Inscriptions from his time boast of his victories over dozens of kings. But Samudragupta wasn't just a warrior. He was also a poet, a musician, and a patron of the arts, earning him the title the Poet King. He set the stage, creating a vast, stable, and prosperous empire ready for its golden moment. That moment arrived with his son Chandragupta II, also known as Vikramaditya. His reign is often considered the absolute peak of the Gupta dynasty. He expanded the empire to its greatest extent, from the Himalayas in the north to the Narmada River in the south, and from the Arabian Sea to the Bay of Bengal. This vast unified territory enjoyed unprecedented peace and prosperity. Trade flourished, with Gupta merchants sending spices, silks, and precious stones as far as Rome and China. This immense wealth funded the cultural and scientific explosion that was to come. Imagine walking through a Gupta city. The streets are clean and safe, the markets are bustling with goods from distant lands, and magnificent temples and universities. The landscape, this is the world a Chinese Buddhist monk named Faxian described when he traveled through India during Chandragupta II's reign. He was amazed by the peace, the prosperity, and the justice of the administration. He wrote about well-maintained roads, hospitals that provided free care for the poor, and a government that was efficient without being oppressive. It was a society that valued knowledge, compassion, and order. And this is where the magic really happens. Let's talk about science and mathematics. Have you ever used the number zero? Of course you have. Well, you can thank the brilliant minds of the Gupta era for that. Indian mathematicians were the first to develop the concept of zero as a number in its own right, revolutionizing mathematics forever. They also developed the decimal system we use today. This wasn't just theoretical. An astronomer and mathematician named Aryabhata used these new tools to make incredible discoveries. He calculated the value of pi with remarkable accuracy. He proposed that the Earth was a sphere that rotated on its axis, and he correctly explained lunar and solar eclipses. This was over 1,000 years before Copernicus in Europe. The Gupta period was a powerhouse of intellectual breakthroughs. The advancements weren't just in numbers. The field of medicine also took a giant leap forward. The Sushruta Samhita, an ancient text that was refined during this period, is a comprehensive guide to surgery. It describes over 120 surgical instruments and details complex procedures like cataract surgery, plastic surgery for repairing noses, and even setting broken bones. Ayurvedic medicine, the traditional Indian system of wellness focusing on balance in the body, was also highly developed and practiced. Gupta physicians had a deep understanding of herbs, minerals, and anatomy. Now, let's feast our eyes on the art. The Gupta period is renowned for producing some of the most elegant and spiritual art in world history. Sculptors moved away from the more realistic styles of earlier periods and created idealized, divine figures. Think of the serene, smiling Buddha statues from Sarnath with their smooth features and tranquil expressions. They radiate a sense of inner peace and enlightenment that is just captivating. The artists mastered the art of carving stone and casting bronze, creating masterpieces that were both technically brilliant and spiritually profound. And the architecture, while many of the grand palaces have been lost to time, the surviving temples and cave complexes are breathtaking. The Dashvatara temple in Deoghar is one of the earliest surviving Hindu stone temples, famous for its exquisite relief panels depicting stories from mythology. But perhaps the most stunning examples are the Ajanta caves. Carved into a rock cliff, these caves are a wonderland of paintings and sculptures. The murals are vibrant and full of life, showing scenes from the Buddha's life, royal courts, and everyday people. Looking at them is like looking through a window directly into the Gupta world. The colors, the details, the emotions, it's a visual epic painted on stone. Literature also flourished. This was the age of Kalidasa, often called the Shakespeare of India. His plays and poems are celebrated for their beauty, emotional depth, and lyrical language. His most famous play, Shakuntala, tells a beautiful and poignant love story that has captivated audiences for centuries. The Gupta court was a hub for poets, playwrights, and scholars, and Sanskrit literature reached its classical peak. Great epics like the Ramayana and Mahabharata were also compiled into their final forms during this era. So, we have peace, prosperity, scientific genius, medical marvels, and sublime art. It truly was a golden age. But as with all great empires, the sun eventually began to set. After the death of Chandragupta, the second successor, the empire started facing serious challenges. A series of weaker rulers struggled to hold the vast territory together, but the biggest threat came from the north. Groups known as the Hunas or Huns began invading from Central Asia. These invasions were costly and disruptive, draining the empire's resources and destabilizing its northern provinces. Over time, local governors and vassal kings began to assert their independence, chipping away at the central authority of the Gupta Emperor. The empire slowly fragmented, trade routes were disrupted, the economy weakened, and the flow of wealth that had funded the Golden Age dwindled. By the middle of the 6th century, the great Gupta Empire had effectively dissolved, breaking apart into smaller, regional kingdoms. The Golden Age was over, but the legacy of the Guptas never truly died. Their contributions to mathematics, science, and medicine laid the groundwork for future discoveries around the world. Their art and literature set a standard of beauty and sophistication that would influence Indian culture for 1,000 years. The concept of zero, the decimal system, the stunning sculptures, the timeless poetry, these are the immortal echoes of the Gupta Golden Age. It stands as a powerful reminder of what a society can achieve when peace, prosperity, and a passion for knowledge come together. It was a time when humanity reached for the stars, and for a glorious moment, touched them. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to one of history's most fascinating eras. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our world. Let me know in the comments which historical period you'd like to explore next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.